Hey everybody, welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Conversations from the Couch. I am your host, Dr. Daria Willis, and as you can see, I am sporting my wonderful construction management hard hat.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Hard hat. Hopefully I have it on right. It's not buckled. I'm not going to a site today. I know this is all wrong. But we're going to be talking about apprenticeships, and we have some wonderful guests for you. So we're going to give you some time to get logged in and set up with the show. But I want the camera to really zoom in on these fabulous kicks that are represented today. Jeff's got on his shoes and the shoestrings and the socks match. We've got some, what are these? Combat boots. I almost said Soldier Boy boots, but we've got combat boots here to my right. And of course, we've got the Nike Air Force One. So, anywho, y'all come on in. We're excited about this wonderful conversation today, where we will focus on apprenticeships and all the great things that the college is doing and to make sure that our students are successful. A lot of times when you think about community colleges or just college in general, you think about transferring to a 4-year or amassing a whole bunch of debt, but that's really not what it's all about. And we're here to serve the whole community, and we're going to talk about the variety of ways that we do it, especially with apprenticeships today. So are we good going ahead and get started? I think it's good to introduce some of our guests that we have with us today. We have Darian Muriel.
Yes.
Student in apprenticeship, construction management.
Yes, correct.
All right. And we also have Jeff.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am well. And you're the director of
Apprenticeship and Workforce Innovation.
Wonderful. Director of Apprenticeship and Workforce Innovation. And we're trying something new today. We've got 3 people on the sofa. So bear with us, but we're really excited to show you the expansiveness of the sofa. I'm all in your personal space, right? You can say give me 50 feet. But I wanted to make sure that you had a full picture of like what this program is really all about and how we're able to support our students. So with that, Darian, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, how you came to HCC, and your program.
Well, all right. I've been at HCC now for about 2 years. So I've been working with Pizzuto Construction because I'm in the construction management program.
Okay.
So I've been doing that throughout the program. Yeah.
Well, what's your story?
Originally, I started at a 4-year college.
Okay.
That. The financial part didn't agree with me, obviously. So I kind of took that route of work over school. Then I found out about the construction management program here. They're doing the apprenticeship, so I came out here, and it was kind of a win-win being able to work and do school at
Okay.
the same time.
So earn while you learn.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So just keep that in the back of your mind because Darian's got more to share with us. But Jeff, I'm going to punt to you real quick. So tell me more about the apprenticeship programs here at the college, a little bit about yourself and how you got here, because I understand you're from George Washington?
Yes, I previously worked at George Washington University School of Nursing, so my
Okay.
background's in academic advising and enrollment.
Wonderful.
But I'm originally from Frederick County, moved to Howard County, married myself a Howard County graduate from the public school system, and I went to community college as well. So I'm honored to be here working in apprenticeship and workforce innovation. And it's a very exciting time to be in apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing a lot of growth in these types of industries because there is such a need and a demand for these types of workforces. So an apprenticeship model essentially is, like you said, an earn as you learn model. So these are students who are working full-time and taking classes at the same time as well. So
Okay.
they are employees of local businesses and companies, and they're able to learn on the job. They're on-the-job training, and then that will correlate with what they're learning in the classroom as well. So they're able to enter an industry pretty early in their career, and whether they're fresh out of high school or their career changers, they're able to enter pretty quickly, and they're able to earn a salary while going to school at the same time.
That is so key. So you can earn a salary while going to school. All right. So the reason why it's key for me is because I'm a history major. I'm saying it again. I'm a history major. And when I was taking history classes, we weren't interns, but we were teaching assistants, and it wasn't a salary. So you got X amount of money to do this job, mostly grading papers, grading papers, and grading more papers. So, but I had to take on other jobs while being a TA in my class. But in this apprenticeship model, students can actually get a salary that helps to support their livelihood. Am I hearing that correctly?
That's correct. They earn a salary, they get benefits, they get vacation leave, and not only is their tuition paid for, but also the fees and the textbooks. So these are students who are graduating with absolutely no student debt whatsoever, and they're able to earn their salary as they are working full time.
That's
And
awesome.
the entire idea behind the apprenticeship program is that when they're completed, just like with Darian here, after they're completed the program, it's not like they're done and then they go off and find another job. They stick with the company that hired them from the beginning as an apprentice.
Wow, that is really, really, truly amazing. So you get benefits like health insurance, vacation time, and you graduate with nothing, no debt.
Correct.
You're out the door and you're good. Because I still have student loan debts that I'm paying for. So I probably should have went into this model right there. All right, so another question for you, Jeff. So what apprenticeship programs are offered at HCC? And I hear we've got a new one that just started this week.
We have a couple new ones starting this semester and next semester.
Okay.
So a lot of movement. You know, when I started this job in January, we had a lot of new programs to add and the current ones to grow. So it's been very busy. So for apprenticeship models, there's two types. There's traditional and non-traditional.
Okay.
Traditional is a lot of the types that a lot of people think about are like HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration, electrical, and plumbing. So those are the three that we have. And we work with local sponsors that help with the curriculum development and help these students land jobs so they're able to work while going to school. Plumbing is one of our newer ones. We're working with ABC Contractors of Greater Baltimore, and that one will be starting this spring. Applications are open for those who are interested in entering the plumbing industry.
Okay.
There's a huge demand. You know, everybody has water issues. Everyone needs electricians. You know, I think that goes without saying that is an in-demand field. Those are in-demand fields. And then we have some non-traditional ones as well, and they include such as construction management, IT, biomedical engineering technology. We also have some new ones for help desk support technician, licensed practical nurse, that one started this week, as well as a surgical technician. And we have a brand new lab in the health sciences building that hopefully we'll have a ribbon cutting event soon that'll show off the beauty of this surgical technician lab that we have.
That is really, really cool, because I've always said, and I said this in a group of people, I don't know, in a room full of probably 100 to 200 executives, when your, I don't know, water system goes out in your house, you're not going to call that Harvard grad. You're going to pick up the phone and try to find yourself a plumber. But I hear, especially in Howard County, it's getting more difficult to find people who can come out and take care of the issues that, you know, go down in your house or in your business. So tell me a little bit more, Jeff, about just the workforce needs and what you are hearing from our workforce partners as to what they need to fulfill some of these jobs and things that we're looking at in the economy today.
Yeah, I mean, in today's economy, there's definitely a workforce shortage across many different types of fields, especially in the apprenticeship fields that we have. There is a workforce shortage. So we have been working with some of our partners. For example, our IT network specialist partner is AT&T. That is a position that students are able to get a security clearance. So that limits the amount of people that are available and eligible for this type of program. But, you know, today we need a lot of apprentices and employees who are able to do that type of work as well. And then I've also spoken to a lot of industry leaders for the need and the shortage of healthcare providers, which is why we added surgical technician and licensed practical nurse. There's a nursing shortage across the country and around this area right here. And I don't think a day will go by in my entire life where there won't be a shortage of HVAC technicians, electricians, and plumbers. Because, I mean, like you said, it took me 3 weeks to get an electrician to come over, and I paid a lot of money for some little bit of work that needed to get done that I'm just not trained to do.
Right.
So
you can't do that on a YouTube video? Like, you know, you can download all those self-help videos. You can't do that for some electrical issue in your house?
Maybe minor things, but not when it's electricity or water's involved.
You want somebody certified,
That's not for
right?
me. No. Exactly.
Awesome. So about how long does it take for an apprenticeship apprentice or a student to go through an apprenticeship program before they graduate?
Depends on the program. Some of them are 1 year and others are 4 years.
Okay.
So the HVAC, plumbing, and electrician, those are 4-year programs, while the IT, LPN, Search Tech, they are about 1 to 3 years depending on the program.
Beautiful. And how can students and people and employees get more information about our apprenticeships that we offer?
Couple ways. Come on down to Hickory Ridge Building. That's where I am, and that's where my team is. I have an incredible team who is very excited to talk to anybody who would like to learn more about apprenticeship programs. We have great information on our website as well that talks about all of our apprenticeship programs, what you need to apply, when the application deadlines are. So our website has a lot of great resources. And then finally, you can email us at apprentice@howardcc.edu, and someone on my team will get back to you within 24 hours.
Beautiful. So check out the website. Jeff's your guy. I met Jeff, was it at the Vino event? I don't know. Yes, it was at the Vino event. And I was very, very impressed with just his excitement, his knowledge about, helping students get to wherever they want to be. So holler at Jeff, he's your guy. So now that we've heard from him, let's dig into you a little bit more, Darian, about just your experiences within our program. And so can you share some of the things that you are currently doing in your job? Because in the pre-show, I know we don't take the pre-show, but she was telling me a little bit about, she works in a construction management field, and I hear that you're the only woman in that environment.
On my current site.
Okay.
So it's me and about 10 men that I work with. So
what's it like? If I may ask for myself.
Growing up, I grew up in a house with all women, so it literally feels like you're living in a house with all boys, and it's interesting. It's interesting. It's like you feel like a mom, but I'm the youngest, but you still feel like that mom in there. So it's little things, making sure everybody has toilet paper and coffee. That's all.
Okay. Well, I'm a mom to a boy. He's interesting to deal with. I love him. Oh my goodness, I do. But there are some things that I look at him and say, you know what, Dad will figure that out.
Yep.
Don't come ask me about it. So what do you do on your job?
So me, I kind of dab in everywhere. I like to experience a lot of things and help out where needed. My main focus is in field, so I like to help with the subcontractors and kind of coordinating them, keeping everybody on schedule. I do help in the office as well, as far as putting in RFIs or submittals and stuff like that. So I kind of bounce around everywhere. I actually currently just could help conduct the interviews to take on 2 new HCC apprenticeships to work for Bozzuto. So they're there now. So I'm kind of mentoring them. Actually, tomorrow I'm actually helping out with we're presenting a learning event for the companies on my team is doing that.
So you receiving a great education, and you're able to go back and help somebody else in this position that you're in. I mean, how awesome is that for you? Like, so as a president, I think about who I was before I became a president.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to be in administration is because I wanted to be able to change people's lives with the stroke of a pen for the better. And you're able to change people's lives while you're learning and earning and helping someone else. Like, what does that feel like for you?
Amazing. So literally, the biggest thing, I reached out and I was like, I just want to make sure I'm a part of the mentoring part for them, because there's little things. Of course, I was the first apprentice at Bozzuto, so I was the guinea pig. So there's a lot of tweaks we had to sit down and kind of make, but being there with them is more so reach out as far as anything as the school goes or work. Either one. It's little things that you just make it easier for them.
That's good. And you mentioned an RFI. What is that? And what does it mean?
A request for information. So,
okay. That's pretty simple. You're like, come on, Dr. Willis. RFI. Okay. You
come with a lot. It's a lot of issues that come in construction. So literally, it's the communication between you, the architect, the owner. It's a big thing. So RFIs are like the very first thing in construction that you gotta know.
And so was that one of the first things that you learned when you came into the program?
Yes.
Okay.
In every single course that I take, we talk about RFIs. It's super important.
Interesting. So are you like on, because we have our MAC building, our Mathletics, am I saying that right? Our Mathletics complex. And it's right outside my office. It looks beautiful. It's going up. And it was so cool when I got to go on the site. We had our county executive there and some other folks, and we had our hard hats on and our little vests and everything, and I thought that I was somebody. But that was just like so exciting to be in that space. Is that like your work environment on a
Yes.
day-to-day basis?
Every day, hard hat, vest, boots, around everything. I like the commotion. I like the movement. It's fun. You're seeing something come from nothing is how I feel.
Like, you must feel like a boss being
Yes.
able to wear your combat boots or whatever, your hard hat, and just take over this environment as one of the only women in the
Yes.
field. That's awesome. So, Jeff, I'm gonna ask you a question on that. Because when we think about like our sciences, technology, we always hear that we don't have enough women in the workforce, or we don't have enough minorities or people of color. Like, how are you with your team focusing on that as you recruit students into the various apprenticeships that we have, which I'm sure have some of the same issues of getting more women and minorities interested?
Yeah, just a quick story. I went to a graduation event for all of those graduating with heating and air conditioning, the HVAC group from the statewide, and there was one female who graduated with that group. And when she walked across the stage, everybody stood up and she got a standing ovation because it is pretty incredible to see. So there's definitely, those types of industries are definitely male dominated, but we are definitely finding ways to recruit women and recruit others who might be interested in these industries. And I think one of the key parts is to promote what an apprenticeship model is and how students don't have to go into debt to get a great career. These are jobs where there's a great salary involved after completion of these programs. So we're doing everything we can to go out to different events across the county and the region so we can promote these programs. I was at Wild Lake High School just last week talking to all the students who were, not just those who were seniors, but sophomores, juniors, seniors who were looking to see what their next steps are after high school. And it's really important for them to know that the traditional route is not always the best route for you and that there are other options that you can do. So my goal is to just educate people, to tell them what an apprenticeship model is, and if it's the right fit for them, I'm happy to talk to them about it more.
That's so awesome. So when we think about, and my final question for you, Jeff, on this is, we've talked about how good of a model it is. You come out, you don't have any debt, you have a career, right? Not just a wage, but an actual career earning salary. What's the minimum and maximum salary, just ballpark, can someone expect to make when they're coming into this apprenticeship process?
So I can tell you that my brother-in-law, he went to trade school and is an HVAC technician, and he was making 6 figures before he was 30. There's a lot of overtime opportunities. There's a lot of side work opportunities as well in that industry. And I will tell you that AT&T is a great partner, and I know they treat their employees very well after they complete that program. But again, it depends on the job, depends on where the work is, and another opportunity is that these apprentices are starting an industry kind of from the very beginning. So the growth opportunities are insurmountable. You do an IT apprenticeship program, you finish the program, and then we encourage students to go on and finish your associate degree, get your bachelor's degree, and then they can move themselves up into the industry.
And that's an interesting point, because what we find, especially on the liberal arts path, and I'm not hating on that because that was my path and everybody has their own way that they're going to go, but it's not until after you get your degree then you really start to get that experience. So you're already 4 years or so behind, and you have to kind of work to get it. But in an apprenticeship model, you're earning that experience, you're getting the seniority or whatever while you are doing your education. Like, Darian, do you see that as a win-win?
Yes, very much so. I go there and I'm learning things. The things that I learned within these 2 years is I was able to see a project from start to finish, and I have my project exec says, like, there's people in the company for 10 years that wasn't able to get that experience. So it's amazing.
Well, that's an amazing story and a great switch point for us. So I think this is a wonderful time to see if we have any questions in the audience, or I'm saying in the audience like we're Ellen. We've got a whole audience out there. But do we have any questions online for Jeff or Darian, who are our master, master thought leaders when we look at apprenticeships and just the opportunities that exist there?
We do. This one's for Jeff. So someone asked if the classes were hands-on at the employment site and if there's classroom work as well. So can you just give a little bit more of an explanation on logistically how it works with classroom time versus on-site time at an apprenticeship?
Yeah, so for the electrical and HVAC students, they take classes one night a week here on campus, but then they also go to a site with our sponsor where they do the hands-on learning as well. But keep in mind that they're also working full-time, so they're learning on the job as well. Employers assign a mentor to each apprentice, so they're able to learn from someone with experience in the field. And then also those who are doing the non-traditional apprenticeship programs, they are taking classes either online or they're taking classes with us here in the evening, or they're able to have work release and taking classes during the day while getting paid to take those courses. So the students who are going to be surgical technicians, they'll be learning in our beautiful new Surg Tech lab on either Tuesdays or Thursdays all day, and they're able to learn hands-on on mannequins, not actual human beings. So, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We don't want any liability issues.
No.
What other questions do we have?
We have one for Darian, wanting to know why you chose construction management and what do you like about it?
Growing up, I was all about working with my hands. Woodworking was literally my passion since I was 6. So when it came to being a woman in the industry, nobody really wanted to teach me. So I kind of self-taught myself, carpentry and building furniture, home remodeling. So then I just decided I wanted to be the boss and do construction management.
Okay, Jeff, we haven't really talked about the benefits to businesses and why they may want to partner with HCC to employ an apprentice. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've always viewed apprenticeship programs as a win-win model. So it's a win for the apprentice, the individual, but also a win for the employer as well. There's a lot of great tax benefits, one, and two, it's a great recruitment tool. I know right now there's a shortage of employees all across everywhere, and this is a great way for us to work together with HCC to help fill you with an application pool and a funnel of potential employees. And also, you're able to, as an employer, train an employee from the very beginning of their first career or their new career. So you're able to teach them about company culture, the way things that are done properly, so they're not picking up any bad habits elsewhere. You're able to train them from the very beginning. And then one thing that I think is really interesting is that across the entire country, the Labor Department just put out that 94% of apprentices who complete the program stay with the company that hired them for at least 3 years. So it just shows that there's a high employee retention rate when it comes to apprenticeship programs.
Okay, we're going to go to Darian next. So there was a question about how many credits you earned with the construction management apprenticeship. Can you explain that a little bit in terms of, are you earning a college degree when you go through this?
Right. So for the construction management apprenticeship program, you get a certificate, construction management certificate. The way I did it, literally the classes, I probably took 4 extra courses to get my degree. So this is actually my final semester currently. So after this semester, I had the degree. I got the certificate this past semester in spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boss. I wish I was like you before I grew up. That is so awesome.
And Darian, did you need to know anything about construction management before moving into this apprenticeship?
No, not at all. You learn everything you need in it, literally. We had a pre-course this summer before starting actual work, and it was more of a mental thing to just kind of get your mentality correct, because it's a lot of mental strain, I feel like, when it comes to the construction world in general. So it's a lot more like making sure you do have stress management and stuff like that before getting into it, and then you're learning the meat of construction. What is construction? What do we do?
Okay. Jeff, can you talk about the employer commitment when someone signs on to become an apprentice?
Yeah, so like I was saying before, these apprentices are hired full-time employees, so it's not one of these things where after they complete the program, then it's like, okay, go off, I find a new job. Bozzuto is committing to hiring Darian, and Darian's committing to them to work for them, and hopefully, ideally she has a robust career with Bozzuto. So these employer partners are really important for the student, because they're really looking for a career, not just a job after completion of the program.
Someone would like to know the advantages of doing an apprenticeship with HCC versus joining a union.
Oh, that's a tricky one. So that's a good one. So
We all kind of went, wow.
yeah, wasn't ready for that one. So kudos to that person. So, well, one, taking classes at HCC, I think just in general is a huge advantage. We have beautiful facilities, and we partner with some great sponsors who provide fantastic curriculum with great instructors. And also, as HCC apprentices, you have access to the resources here at HCC, whether it's with tutoring, writing services, counseling. That's something that all apprentices have access to as apprentices with HCC. And in addition, we have some programs that not all trade unions have. If you want to become a licensed practical nurse, you're not going to be able to do that elsewhere. You're going to have to do that here with us. And we have great faculty, great instructors, great curriculum, and great leadership here at the community college as well. And if someone has more specifics about that and wants to weigh the pros and cons, I'm happy to talk to them more about it in person or over the phone.
Wonderful.
Another one for Jeff. Earn while you learn. Can you
Yes.
explain a little bit about compensation and how that progresses while you're an apprentice?
Yeah, so you're as an apprentice, you're applying for a job. Keep that in mind. So you apply for the apprenticeship program and you apply to work for this for the company, and then you are earned a salary at a progressive rate. So while they pay for your tuition and they pay your salary, traditionally you get paid about 60% of what the starting salary would be for that role. And then as you progress through that program, you'll get bumped up to 75, 80% of that starting salary. And then as you complete the program, you'll be at 100% of the salary. And then you'll have that starting salary after you're done your education and you're on the job training.
Okay. Final question. Darian, do you have any advice for someone who's considering entering the apprenticeship program? Or is there anything you wish you had known ahead of time?
I would say speak up. Don't be afraid to ask for help, both on the school side as well as the company you're working for. Anything that I had an issue with, whether it could be family issues, it could be anything, just kind of let them know what's going on. They're there to help, and there's literally a huge community there. So speak up, reach out.
Well, spoken from a true boss herself. I think that's a good place to end. Thank you, Jeff and Darian, for joining us today. Darian, I know that you have a bright future ahead of you. I mean, being the only female in a male-dominated industry on these sites at your current site right now, I think that is awesome. Having self-taught and gotten your place here at the college, that's just amazing. And Jeff, all the wonderful information that we have from you today and just leading this model for us. This is a huge moment in the history of the college, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what you will continue to bring for us in the apprenticeship program. So this has been awesome. I'm excited. You all are going to get hot off the shelf, brand new Conversations from the Couch mugs. I saw this on the Jennifer Hudson. She's got her own talk show, and she gave out mugs too. We're giving out these mugs, so if you think that you want to be a guest on this show so that you can get a cool mug, let us know. Darian will give you the first one, and Jeff will get you one in just a bit. But thank y'all for joining us today. Season 2, Episode 2 of Conversations from the Couch. Join us Thursday, November 10th at 1:30 for a conversation with Dave Turpak and Career Services at HCC. See y'all later. Peace.